Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Sean is singing to you.
Greetings, everybody.
You're so funny, Sean.
And once again, we're both Facebook and YouTube together. Say hello, everybody, as you walk on in. Michelle, Dina, Loretta, and all those people. Let's see who else we got. Mindy, Fatima, Joanne, Beverly, Barbara, Karen, Beverly, Denise, Georgie. Kind of like disappears.
Yeah.
Sawan.
Welcome, everyone. How is it going? Welcome to our Tuesday live. We are back from our celebration of last week. And let me tell you, having two people work here full time with me is a lot better because we're getting stuff done. Aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Why do you always want to dress like me? I just now noticed this.
Does this look okay?
He's copycat. Every time if I wear a polo, he wears a polo. He wants to be copycats, like twinsies. All right, guys. So last week during the Arteza celebration, I realized that my second box had not come in yet. So there was a whole bunch of stuff that I was waiting on, and unfortunately it never got here in time. So we're going to show you all of the cool stuff today, and that is what we're going to do. Don't forget, the links are down below. If you use the links, it does help support Ken's Creations, which I thank you for using those. Plus, Arteza has unlocked a exclusive coupon code for us. It's Ken's Creations 3. Just 3, not 03. So Ken's Creations 3. That should unlock 10% off your entire purchase, including sale, clearance, the whole kit and caboodle. I will be using some other products that are not Arteza that are at the very bottom, or actually in the middle of the list. That'll say other items. So we have a lot to show you. I'm going to dive right in. If you have questions, make sure they're all caps. And let's get started. So we will go ahead and go to us, and Sean will get picture in picture. Once again, if you guys can, make sure it's in caps so Sean can see you.
It's easier.
It is easier.
Yes, we are rested up, I think. I think we're rested. Are we as much as we can?
As much as we can.
Yes, as much as we can.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be cutting a piece of 6-inch paper here to start me off. And this is just the Fun Stampers Journey trimmer that I've been using a lot lately.
I love it.
And I'm going to put it over there. And the first up, I have to say, guys, I've tested these out. And I have to say, I am pretty impressed. Now, you guys know I am not a big alcohol marker blender, okay? I'm not. I've loved water brush pens, so I've kind of stopped using alcohol markers. But Arteza came out with some, so I wanted to try them. They are called the Everblend Art Marker. And the one that I got came in this beautiful case. So it comes with 60 markers and a blending pen. Let's go ahead and open it. And a couple things right off the bat that I really like about this, which are all little things, but number one, it gives you a guide of all the colors here, which is kind of nice. It's not like super detailed, but I mean, it's still nice.
Sure.
But what I love about this is it's just like my water brush pens, that it's Velcro, has a Velcro on the side, and everything opens up like this. So we have all of our markers right here. I'm gonna get that out of the way, Sean.
Sure.
So everything is right here. Your blending pen is down here. Now these markers are alcohol, and they have a broad tip. Here you go.
Ooh, look at that.
And then they have the brush tip. And I don't mean like single layer brushes, it means like just the brush tip. Now, you guys, I am not an alcohol lover, but look how well these performed for me. Isn't that
is amazing?
Amazing. I have to say, I have been blown away by this because these, I've even bought Copics before, and unless you have really the entire Copics collection, which is very expensive, it's hard to do really consistent blends. And this, I have to tell you, I never, ever, ever use alcohol because I cannot get things to blend this way. So I'm gonna actually show you how to do this live. This one that I used is, just because I know you guys will ask, this one is Art Impressions Twinkle in a Tangle. How cute is it? Twinkle in a Tangle. Now, what do I love about Art Impressions is they give you kind of a coloring guide here, which I love. And that is what we're gonna do. So I have to say, like I said, I've been impressed by these markers. I've tried them now twice. I tried them last night and this morning. And Sean will zoom in once I do this.
Yep.
I am not an alcohol blender by any means. I've not taken any classes. This is literally me just playing with these markers. And you guys, I have to keep saying, like, I'm impressed with Arteza because their stuff is really reasonable price. Plus you can use my 10% off. And these perform well, like probably better than any alcohol markers I've used. So let me ink this image up. This is another art impression. Yes, Sean.
Do we have a price on these? On the markers itself?
You can just bring it up right here while we're doing all of this stuff. Okay. So just type in Arteza. And everything, Sean, we're going to be talking is going to be under the, for the most part, is going to be under the what's new category. So new arrivals. And I think these are the #1 thing, but I don't. Yes, they are. So they're $69.99. They're normally $83.99. You get 10% off that price, guys. So you would get another $7 off, bringing them down to $62 for 60 markers. Now, the only complaint I have, and it's not a big complaint because I'm pretty impressed with these, but if I had a complaint, my only complaint would be there's not a ton of colors to blend. So sometimes you do have to think of that before you start. So I'm just using detailed ink. This is Brutus Monroe's Raven detailed ink because I want a good transfer. And the link is down below. That code I think is KK. Ooh, gosh, I don't remember that code. I think it's KK15.
15, I think.
Yep. And I love this ink. And then I'm going to actually use this. This is just Fun Stamper's Journey ink spray. And we're just putting it on any towel, right, or anything you have in your house. And you just spray it onto the towel. And then just go over the stamp with it. And it makes them crystal clear. Like you've never even used them. Look at how great that did with black ink.
Gone. Done.
Gone. I love that stuff. I'll just put this here for now. And then all of Art Impressions come with a cover to protect your rubber clean stamps here. Put those back in the package. This one here is called, Sean will have to look at the name.
The stamp collection?
Yeah.
This one is called... That's the name of it right there? Unmounted? No.
Nope, right there. Holly Jolly Set.
Holly Jolly Set.
All right, so Sean, you could go ahead and zoom in. Now, the reason I love Art Impressions, #1, they do offer really cute stamps. But another reason I love it is they kind of give you your shading. If you're not a good shader, which I am not, while you're learning, this kind of gives you your rough guidelines. So I just kind of have that. I'll have this next to it. No, I want those in there.
I was going to put that in there.
Oh, I see, Sean.
I'm just going to do that real quick and give it back. Here, I'll do that. Tra-la-la, tra-la-la. There we go.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and color. This will be kind of a quick color. I'll start with the guy in the middle. Now, I cannot stress this enough with these markers to test them off to the side to make sure you've got colors you like. Okay? I also recommend doing 3 colors. So a dark, a medium, and a light. So for our dark red, this is, it's on the caps. It's A415 wine. And so you can kind of test your colors up here. So this way you can kind of see what colors you're working with. This one, the medium color I'm using is A411 Ruby Red. And then the last one is A416 Coral.
See if you can actually get that. There we go.
You also get a blender, and we'll be using that. So the way I'm going to color, guys, and once again, Sean will kind of zoom in if you can.
Yep, I can go more.
I only use this end. I'm not a big chisel end, but that's up to you.
Little
and
camera
I start
movement,
with the lightest color. So if I'm starting with this snowman in the middle, I'm literally going to take my color, and I do circle motions with alcohol. I found out that that hides your marker lines a little bit better versus going just back and forth with you would do with like a traditional Crayola marker or something. You also want to make sure you're using ink that is a permanent ink that is going to not rehydrate with water or something.
Let me give them a quick close-up of this. So
Now, there's probably better paper out there for alcohol markers. I have to say I've been okay with this Bristol. The Bristol works really good with my water brush markers. So I figured I might as well give these a try. I have to say, you guys, now I'm not a big Copics fan. I'm not trash talking Copics. The reason Ken's not a big Copics fan is Copics are expensive.
Yes.
And every time I have thought about buying Copics, Sean has been very honest with me and says, you don't alcohol color, so why would we spend $6 for one marker? Even in sets, they're crazy expensive if you're not really doing a lot with it.
Got a question?
Yeah.
Miss Waters and YouTube says, is it necessary to put the paper back onto the stamp? I've heard different answers to that.
I don't think it is. I do because it protects the stamp.
So it's sticky every time you take it off.
Yeah,
right?
so it's sticky. And so that way, obviously you guys know I have dogs, so I don't get dog hairs on the back of the stamp and loses that stick. So for me it is. Okay, so I started with the light color, did a coat of light color. Now I am taking my medium, or the dark color, which was the wine, and did the shadow. Then I'm taking my middle color, which is ruby red, and I am going to just color right up to that dark red. I'm not going to blend at this point. We're just going to go right up to that wine and get a little bit more. You can see a little difference here, but then we're going to finish it with this. This is our coral, and I'm literally going to now bring this out into, so start down here doing circle motions, bring it out.
I don't think these are refillable.
I don't believe they are too. You can check on their site. It would tell you if they are, Sean, the site that you check the price on.
Yeah, let me see.
They would tell you if they are. And I'm pretty sure at this cost they're not. Where Copics is, that is an advantage of Copics.
They're replaceable dual tips.
Which just means if you push on your tip too hard and it breaks, you'll be able to replace it. I don't believe they're refillable. I could be wrong.
I'm not seeing anything that says refillable.
So once I've done, so that shading is pretty good, you guys, with this. I will go back with my darkest color and just add some dark details because you blended it out so much, you lose a little bit of that darker red. So you want to add that. And then I'm going to go on to anywhere there's a line like this and add some darker lines.
Can you use these inks on fabrics?
No, but they do have fabric ink. So there's our blend. And I have to say, this is probably one of the first alcohol markers I have that doesn't have a harsh blend. They blend really nice. So I've been impressed with that. We're going to jump on to the tie now. So the tie is also in red, but we'll start with our lightest red. So you always want to clean off your marker. We're going to come right back up to here. And I'm going to fill it all full of red. And then I'm going to do my highlighting. So these are just almost, in my opinion, as easy to use as their water brush. They're a little harder to blend. So on a water brush, you don't have to push to blend. Or if I really want to blend my colors, I'm pushing a little bit harder, which isn't a bad thing. It's just something good to note that because the bristle of these markers are a little bit harder, you can push a little bit harder on your blend. So once again, I am just following the shading of my package here. So I added my dark color. I'm coming back in with my medium color, which is right here. I'm gonna not blend all the way. I'm just adding here, here, and a little bit here. And actually, you know what? I am not wild about this color. So I'm gonna grab tomato red, even though I don't think I have that much more. That's what I would have used. So, and then we're just gonna blend it now, the entire thing with our lightest color again, so coral. So if you've had difficulties with other alcohol markers, I have to say these are pretty user-friendly compared to Copics. Copics for me, whatever reason, once again, no trash talking to Copics, I just didn't have as much success with them. These I have, and so I've been pretty impressed with them. All right, so for his little vest, yes, Sean?
No,
Oh, I thought you were doing something. So for his vest, I'm going to be using these colors. I'm only using two. I'm going to use, this one is just...
we can't see them.
Yeah, Sean will tell you the colors. I'll hand them to him.
You want me to read that tiny
Oh,
stuff.
sorry. I forgot. He's old. I love you, but you're old. So
once I pull it up, I can see it.
it is A151 Cloudy Gray and A155 Koala Gray. So we're going to start with the Cloudy Gray because it's our lighter color, and we're going to basically think of it this way. You're flood filling this entire space. So you're always going to start with your lightest color and color it. Now, once again, I personally think doing little circle motions versus the brushes, because I don't want those harsh brush lines, and definitely with alcohol markers, you will get those brush lines.
Stephanie, you can't really compare these to zigs because this is alcohol and zig is water.
If you're a brand new colorer,
yeah,
the zigs are going to be a lot more forgiving, but for an alcohol marker, these are not bad at all.
What is Ken using to color on? You're using your Bristol Smooth.
My Bristol Smooth. You guys know I love it. All right, so now I'm going to start my dark color. Remember, this is Koala Gray. I am going to come in here and just follow kind of my shading practice and just fill in this.
Mel said she liked the Bristol as well. And
then I'm grabbing my first color of gray. This is Cloudy Gray. And now I can blend this out. So I'm going to start in the corner and do circle motions and blend it out. Because if not, you're going to have that harsh line. Unless you don't mind the harsh line. There are people, shockingly enough, that do not mind that harsh line. And then if you don't mind that harsh line, then...
Do you have to clean the tips after each time? Nope.
I mean, I take that back. If you're using the blending pen or a very light pen on a dark color, yes, I would clean it. If you are doing what I'm doing in gray on gray, you're really not going to see it. Right. And then my last thing, guys, is I am going to add a little bit more of that gray to it, that darker gray, just to...
We, when we were at Creativation, we kind of played with Crafter's Companions, didn't we? A little bit? Or did we?
Yes, I haven't gotten those. Those are the new ones, but yeah. All right, so his little vest is done, but we definitely need to add some shading. Even though he is a snowman, we need to add some shading. So to add shading, I'm going to grab...
We've never done anything with Anuvo alcohol markers, have we?
I have not. I've never gotten those.
I didn't think so.
So on this one here, I'm going to grab, let's see, Fog Gray and my blending pen. So... Thank you, Sean. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to grab this. So the Fog Gray is pretty light already, but you definitely need to get some color in these snowmen for their shading. And then for the cheeks, I'm actually going to grab Watermelon Pink, which is a pretty bright pink, but it will get us some cheeks in there. Okay, so first we're going to start with the cheeks, which kind of go over here. And it's going to look dark at first. Don't worry. We're going to blend that out. So we're going to grab just the blender. So this is the colorless blender. This is the one you will want to clean your tip. But we're going to start in the pink and literally blend that out. So the more you do it, the more it's going to soften that pink and absorb into the paper around it. The nice thing about Bristol cardstock is the paper is doing the work for you. So as I wet that paper and it dries, it's absorbing that pink and softening it. But I will want to clean the tip of my pen over here because you'll see a little bit of pink come out of it. If you want to soften it, you can, but we have some shading, so I'm just going to come in with my shading. This here is Fog Gray. It's A152. It's a really light gray, and the shading is going to be kind of over here. Once again, don't freak out. This is, I think, what bugged me about my alcohol the first time, is I would freak out and be like, oh my gosh, it's so different color. That's where this blending pen comes in. Nice. Why do you keep smiling at me?
I'm smiling at the camera, because then sometimes if I don't smile, people go, smile, Sean.
You're so cute. I thought you were just flirting with me. And see how it just softened that up and we have a nice shade? And your paper will dry. So that wet look you're seeing right now on camera will dry over time. Mm-hmm. So we're going to add some shading up here in his hat. So just like this. Once again, this is London Fog. And then we have to add some shading down here. Just remember, because the snowman over there would be casting a shade. And then a little bit, that mean snowman, his tea and shade.
Asking if we have, Joanne on Facebook is wondering if you've ever used the Spectrum Noir markers. And if so,
I do not like them, I'm sorry. I sold all my Spectrum Noir. I don't know if it was, I just couldn't get them down Chameleon and Spectrum Noir, I could not blend for the life of me. And their tips on those markers broke all the time. And I really like these tips because I'm pressing pretty hard. You can hear it, listen. And they're not breaking down on me. Where Spectrum Noir busted on me all the time. And so did the Chameleon. I broke so many tips on the Chameleon pens. I can't even tell you how many. Especially on the colorless blender because I use it so much because I don't like harsh lines. So you'll see me do this a lot. And they always broke. So I actually sold all mine.
So Mom Varden, no, we have not yet because we've just been too busy. And plus Kenny is still waiting for a callback.
I called them. That's not fair. They called me 3 times last week.
Yes.
And every time they called, we were live during a giveaway. So the gentleman left a message. Today was the first day I called them back and said, hey, sorry, last week we were doing a live. Please give us a call back. And I'd be happy to chat with you. All right. So here is this snowman. And look at that. Look at how great these blend. Look at the coloring.
No, look at that.
I mean, I'll do another one over here. Let's do this guy here. I have to say, you guys, you know I'm not an alcohol fan because I very rarely use it. It's just not my jam. But these, I have to say, I've been so impressed that I would probably easily recommend these.
I like what Joanne says. Okay, I have them as well, the Spectrum Noir, and she says I have a hard time blending them with maybe they'll just go into a yard sale and she'll buy these.
Yeah, maybe I'm doing something wrong with them. I don't know. I will say though, I gave them a fair shake per se, and I could not get them to perform. And like I said, maybe it was me. Very well could be. I don't want to say no, but no matter what I did, I could not get them to perform.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on this blue, I am going to grab 3 different colors of blue here. Just so we can have this nice one. So the blues I'm using, just so you know, is the dark is A264. My medium is A8276. My light is A251. So we're going to start with the lightest.
That's a really light.
And this is the lightest blue, and we're going to color in anything and everywhere that's blue. And remember, your lightest, the lighter the color, almost the better, because you're going to be adding a lot of other colors. And this is essentially turning into my colorless blender. So I don't use my colorless blender except for I'm doing light like white or that kind of stuff. What?
I was going to say, hello, Miss Kate Cuttables.
Miss Kate's Cuttables. I thought they had an event.
Is it Kate or is it Jeff? Is that you, Jeff?
I could be wrong, but
could be wrong. Someone was asking, is there an advantage over alcohol to other markers like water?
So in my opinion, water brush markers, if you are a brand new colorer, you've never colored, water brush markers are a little bit more forgiving. They're a little bit more where you can go from like a bright purple to a very light yellow and still get a very nice gradual blend. Where alcohol, you're not going to do that as well in the beginning. However, I have to say the alcohol just gives it a completely different look than a water brush. Okay, so I filled my whole light color. So now I'm going to go to my darkest color, which was the Aegean blue or something. I don't even know what that says. Oh no, I don't want this one. Or do I? I mixed everything up, Sean. How did I do that?
It's Jeff, and he says our event was last weekend.
It looks so amazing. There we go. So I'm going to my darkest color, which is actually, Aegean blue. And I'm going to add a little bit of that dark color just off to these corners right here. So basically doing my shading. Another reason I love these stamps, guys, is if you're not a colorer and you say, gosh, I don't know where my shading should be, the Art of Impressions, certain Tim Holtz ones have the shading in there for you, or the hash marks that let you kind of know where the shading is until you get really good at shading. So don't freak out right now on the hard lines because we're going to blend that out. This is our medium color. So just filling that in. And now we're going to grab our medium color, and that is it this one I like, or is it this one I like? I'm doing my little test. Okay, so it's this one. So this is called Carolina Blue, and we're not picking up the dark color yet, everyone. We're just adding it to the end of the dark color. So normally, like on a Zig water brush, I would grab the dark color and bring it out. We're just adding to it and not worrying about our harsh lines yet. And then our colorless, or our lightest color will do a lot of that blending out. Mm-hmm. So we're just adding. And now we're grabbing that last one, which was our light color. And now we're gonna really blend this out.
Yep. So Sam from Facebook is saying alcohol helps not rip the paper, right? Question mark.
It does.
Because it does not oversaturate.
Correct.
There you go.
Now that also depends on the paper you're using. So obviously Bristol doesn't pill. I'm adding a lot more dark because the light was almost too light. Mm-hmm. It wasn't blending well enough for me. You want to make sure you have the right paper because you can still get really nice paper and it still pills on you. If I use Bristol, very rarely does even my Zigs or Arteza water brush pill on me either. So I am a huge Bristol cardstock fan. There's Bristol Smooth and there's Bristol
Vellum. Yeah.
And Vellum's got a little bit more of a smoothness to it, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm. So Mom Varden says, for me, watercolors can be airy and alcohol feels more structured. Does that make sense?
So yeah, when you're using, so water brush are forgiving because you can easily add colors and make mistakes and stuff like that and fix them. But watercolor or zigs or stuff, they're very intense and they're very, you don't have to put down a lot of color and it goes a long way. Alcohol, it doesn't flood it. So you're going to be going back and forth to get the colors to blend or adding, more layers to it and stuff. So yeah, I get what she's saying. I think that was my problem with the alcohol markers to begin with is I found myself like, gosh, they're not very vibrant. They have more of a dull look to them. But then I realized, oh, I just need to blend better. Where on the Zig Real Brush, they blend right away. You don't have to do see how I'm adding more and more and more color here to get them to blend? On Zigs or the Arteza water brush markers, you don't have to do that. It's just a few little touches and they blend very naturally. Where alcohol markers, you're going to be doing a lot of this.
Yes, I would say Jennifer McGuire would be a good person to watch color as well. She does a great job.
I wish she would go live. I don't think she goes live. Mm-mm. I would love to see her live because she does a lot of editing, which I know because she has anxiety and stuff. She's talked about it before, but...
So Miss Kate Edible says, now I'm in trouble. When you did an Arteza video before Christmas, I spent over $300.
Ooh, that's not my fault. Tell Kate.
Yeah.
Not my fault. I also got them addicted to Ray Dunshun, so...
Oh, jeez. So lots of Ray Dunn in the house, Jeff?
Yes. All right. So I don't want to spend too much time, but that's essentially... I'll finish this gnome and we'll leave this one by himself, but because I want to show you some of these other fun products they have.
Don't forget the nodes.
I won't.
Somebody said.
I'll go back and get it.
We'll get it.
So I'm just going to finish coloring this guy, and then we are going to jump over to show their other products. But I have to say, you guys, if you're looking for good alcohol markers that are reasonably priced, these are new. Arteza did not have them. I have to say these have performed pretty well, I have to say. And I am not a big alcohol color.
Will tip-to-tip
nope.
doable with these?
Nope.
No. Sorry, no.
Nope, you don't have tip-to-tip on alcohol.
Miss Kate says, Loretta, you should watch Ken and learn from the master.
So anytime you want to soften that color on the nose, because I don't like how vibrant that pink is, you might. All you have to do is take your colorless blender, and as long as you use the right ink, it looks like that the black ink is coming off, but that's just the paper absorbing. So let's do a really fun, bright green for those leaves. What do you think? Yeah?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Instead of just, everyone always does dark green. Let's do a nice, bright, cheerful green. Mm-hmm. So once again, you always want to flood fill it with your lightest color. Go in with your darkest color if you're only using 2 colors. So we're going to start with our light color. Go in with my darker color. and then go back to your light color. I don't like that one as my dark. Oh, it's because I grabbed the wrong one. That will...
Kate loves her Ray done. We were sending Ken pictures of our store and asking what was rare. Ah.
So they had an event
Last weekend.
Yes, and their booth, you guys, was so cute. I'm sure they posted it on Facebook. Their walls, instead of just having regular walls, they use doors as like wall perimeter, and it instantly reminded me, of course, of Monsters Inc. because they use doors, and I love that movie. So I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. I'm just gonna do, instead of bringing out another color, let's just do his thing in green here.
I know this is off subject, but I love my Derwent Ink Intense pencils so much.
Those are awesome.
Yes,
now, those remind me a lot of Arteza's woodless pencils. And they're watercolor pencils. And once again, it doesn't look like you're putting a lot down until you hit those with water, and then they explode on you. And they are so bright and colorful. And then they almost feel like a zig. They kind of feel like it's got that really nice fluid to it. So once again, just, you know, I think these for sure, out of any alcohol markers I've used, have been the easiest to work with. Blending wise, like I said, I'm not an alcohol marker fan usually. And I actually went into this review and they asked me, do you want to review these? And I was like, you can send them, but I'm not making any promises. I'm not an alcohol lover. My audience knows that. So I went into originally conversations with them of, I'm not going to like these. And I said, so don't be mad if I don't show them off on my channel. It's just, I'm not a good alcohol marker person. And I've been pleasantly surprised. And so is Sean, because I said, Sean, come look over at this. And usually he looks at something I've done with alcohol markers and he's like, that looks okay. You know, like he's like, eh. And I showed him and he was like, wow. Yeah. He goes, and those are alcohol? And I said, yeah. So when he says wow like that, that's usually the, wow, that's impressive. Because normally if he's like, that doesn't look bad, that doesn't look bad means, I wouldn't show that live.
Looks fabulous.
Oh, you're such a liar.
It is pretty.
Well, these are, yes.
Yes,
but normally normally at my alcohol outings are, nice attempt, Ken.
Lisa B is from Trinidad and they have no snow, but these are very adorable.
I sold all my Copics. I bought a ton of Copics in the beginning and I was done. I couldn't.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah, so there's one in a mystery box.
We had a friend growing up who was from Trinidad. His name was Fabian.
See, guys, I have to say, look at that blend. These blend for alcohol markers, just amazing. So these are really, I have to say, for alcohol markers, not bad. So let me bring up the other ones I have here.
There's an interesting on here. My Sammy, she says, I didn't realize that your code could only be used once with Arteza. I went back to buy more and they said you've already used that code. Really?
I didn't know that either.
That is bizarre.
I'll have to talk to them about that because I didn't think that was the case.
You use a regular sharpener with the woodless color pencils? Yes, you do.
So there you go. So you can see once they dry, and this is the other thing on alcohol markers. When they dry, you'll notice your darker colors get more noticeable. Those darker colors really pop. You can already see that on the red. As it dries, my darker colors are popping where the blue is still kind of drying. So they blend pretty amazingly.
Jeff, we got these from... Ooh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I touched that. I apologize. No. Art Impression.
Art Impressions. Here we go. I'm way zoomed in.
All right, guys. So we're going to jump over to something fun. And this, I have to say, at first I thought was kind of cheesy. We can put these away, Sean, later. I'll just go put them on the table, get them out of our way. Okay. So this next thing up, give us a break in coloring. I thought it was kind of cheesy until I started playing with it. And Sean, how much are you zoomed in? Are you zoomed in? When you want to zoom in?
On that one?
Yeah.
Sure.
So once again, kind of cheesy, but I actually am kind of addicted to it. So
kind of fun.
You have like they give you a nail file. You can sharpen up a pencil. Kids would have a blast with this.
It's a little wood
file. A little wood file. And watch this.
Oh, hi, Nancy. Welcome, welcome. So
essentially, they're like scratch tickets. You just scratch them and then blow. Look at that. And so then let's do this. I love. And then you can, of course,
this is a kind of a
stripes.
Is that the same end?
Yep.
I was going to say on
you
the
also
other
have another end here that can fill it a lot quicker. So if you wanted to clear entire sections, you could. But I tried them in my Cricut. They work. So basically, you just turn your score tool on, and it scores right over it. You can also turn your blade upside down, and it works. But it worked great. The scoring tool would probably be a little too much on it. You just basically need it. Or I thought, how fun would this be just at a kid's party, draw whatever. So once you do that, you literally just, so essentially all it is colored paper underneath of it, but it's kind of addicting. And then at first, I didn't know why they gave you the nail files, and then I realized as you use this tip, it kind of breaks down.
It's soft wood. I mean,
it's
it would
soft wood.
It'd be different if you were using a piece of, like ash or hemlock, where it's much harder. So
it comes in 2 different colors on the small ones. These ones, I think this is the, there's rainbow, and then there's like another one that's like more purples and stuff. And I think
pictures of it? No.
It just shows you all the different things you can do.
Oh.
And then it also comes in big sheets like that you can draw bigger on. And
nice.
Once again, it's nothing like, ooh, yay, but I mean, it's kind of fun. You know, if you give this to a kiddo. Oh, this one is the one that has both of them in here. So, you know, you can go like this and just have fun with it. So like a kid's day camp, or I'm telling you what, I thought they were kind of corny, and then Jasmine was like, I love these. I loved as a kid having scratch tickets. I was like, okay. She was like, and so she sat up there this morning for like 15 minutes and just played with them. They're kind of addictive, really. See?
Sean. Me.
That's you, Sean. And then you can just do like little stars in here. See, you can just have fun with it.
I know.
So that's what I did my review. You can't really see it in the photo, but that's the Arteza unboxing and review. So you can see just, it's kind of
fun.
It's kind of gimmicky, but like I think this entire box, which has 202 scratch notes in it, is nothing.
202. That's an odd number.
Cheap. So they give you, let me look, because there is 2 different colors, and most of the stuff, you guys, is under the what's new.
Do you want to go to this?
So Ultimate Scratch Art Paper Kit. So there's one that's rainbow, and then rainbow holographic. So yeah, you can, if you want to, and show them while I get the next thing. Sean will show you the 2 different colors they have. All of them come with the 2 wood blocks and the nail files. So you get 2 nail files to this. And then...
oh, there it is.
Yep.
Missed it.
You're okay. So now you should be able to go. So we'll show you first the holographic.
And then I'm going to do this real fast.
So the holographic, so it's $16.99 for 200 sheets. This kind of gives you this. Oh, the holographic's cool. How cool is that?
Nice.
So it really is like a glittery underneath. So the one they sent me, guys, is this one right here, which is the rainbow. And then they also have them in sheets, like 8x11 sheets. So this is what they sent me. So you can see there's different rainbow colors. So you have this rainbow, more purple, pinkish colors.
So they kind of random.
Kind of random.
Random. You never know which one you're going to pull up.
You never know what you're going to get.
So true.
All right. Sean.
Yes.
Let's do this next. I'm so excited for these. Okay, so this is a shameless plug kind of for another product that me and Sean use a lot, which is Chalk Couture. Now, the reason I got these is a couple different reasons. Number one, when you go to different places at Christmas time, wood ornaments are the rage. Not only are these ornaments, but they've already drilled the hole in there for you. They're all different shapes and sizes, and I can show you I've already chalked on it. So all you have to do then is get your twine, cut it, and your ornament's done. So there's no drilling of your own. It's on there.
You could almost use it as a very large necklace.
You could use it as a very large necklace. No, I mean, it's definitely all shapes and sizes, so you do need to know that. Different colors. But I love this. And I want to say for 45, you get 45 wood slices.
New arrivals as well?
Yeah. And they range anywhere in 2.4 inches to 2.8 inches in diameter and 0.4 inch thickness. But I love it because it's $24.99 for 45 of them, and the hole's already drilled, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but it kind of is a big deal because this way you don't have to drill that hole and do all this stuff, and it chalks beautifully. So it is so easy to chalk on, and I mean, that's not a bad price for everything you get. Now, the thing also that I got them to send me, which I am addicted to already, are these little wood blocks. Now, these wood blocks not only could you chalk on, but let me open them here. So you get a couple different sizes in here. You get a big wood block, and then you get these little wood blocks. So, of course, you could chalk on these, but you can also use these with hot glues as risers on wood pieces. So, for example, if I'm going to raise up a smaller chalkboard, let's say on a bigger chalkboard, to give you that really cool dimension. So, for example...
This is basswood, right? Natural basswood.
Yep. So if I wanted, let's say I love this chalkboard, or this wood, so this is what I would use these for. Yes, you can chalk on them, but let's say I wanted to give it a really cool element and raise up another chalkboard or something, you can. Take these, hot glue them here, boom. Now your chalkboard has a real cool three-dimensional look. So it's essentially, think of these as foam dots for wood. So that's why I wanted these, because, you know, other than that, I was trying to get creative to raise things up. But if you want something to pop at you, use them as foam dots. That's what I'm using them for.
Great.
So I think, and these are only $14.99. You get all of these. So for me, doing as much wood projects in my Chalk Couture, I'm super excited for these. So it's really cool. Arteza is going way more than just now pens and markers. I mean, they're releasing wood products and all sorts of stuff. All right, next up are these guys. So these took me a while to kind of get. And I actually reached out to them and said, I still don't get them. What are they? Because to me, they just look like a really fine tip pen. Okay? Right? That's how you're seeing it. But essentially, once Arteza kind of reached back out to me and had me kind of explain what this, oh, I could just use this one again. So essentially, this is just a different art style to use them. So there are really tons of colors in here. You can see the trays are a little flimsy. I'm not wild about that. But you can see how many of these you get.
There are 3 trays.
There's 3 trays of different colors.
Rainbow. Holy cow.
So you literally have all the colors. They are super fine. So if you're someone that likes a very, very, very fine tip
and detail
work pens, that's what these are for. You can see. And on, at first, I was just using these to do like stuff like this. That was like, and I was like, ooh, these are nice. Why else would I use these? And then Arteza was like, well, these are for fine line artists. And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, then he said, did you look at the cover? And I was like, oh. So essentially what these are for is you literally are making a whole bunch of tiny little lines, itty bitty little lines. So when you get up real close, you see it. But the further you get away, they blend. So I didn't get it at first, too. I was the same way. I was like, I don't get this at all. These are stupid. But then I was like, oh. So essentially, you're going to start blending them. So like if I wanted to do this guy, his coat was originally, I think, or his hat was green. So just same thing. You're going to have your bright pens. So we literally would just do a whole bunch of lines in here, like so, right? So I'm just filling it full of a whole bunch of fine lines. I'm coming in then with my dark color, just like I would on the other one. And then I'm coming in with my light color or medium color, filling it in where I didn't have it. And basically filling in that light green now and getting it all over the place.
So it's a whole nother look.
It's a whole nother look, but it's kind of the same concept, and you can blend them, but you don't, like the markers you would do like circle motions, these literally are, you just do.
Sorry, let me catch up on if there's any.
See? So basically the whole idea of these is the further away, if you did it right, which let me fix right here. I didn't do a very good job down here.
Terry, I think they're way too thick for the Cricut, so no.
So look, further away it looks like you have a nice blend, but the closer you get, it's just a whole bunch of lines. So I get it now. I didn't get it at first. So it's literally a trend. Now, can you use this to go back in on alcohol markers? So for example, on this guy here, if I wanted to go in and add some details to some of the black lines, these would be perfect for that. So like, let's say here, down here on her dress, if I lost some of that line, I can come in with this and add. These would be perfect to thicken lines for scan and cut. So if I want to fill in really detailed areas on my alcohol markers, I can do that without losing the...
Are these alcohol or are they?
I think they're alcohol, yeah. I could be wrong, but let's look. Triangular water-based ink, no.
Water-based.
Yeah, these wouldn't fit in the Cricut because they are triangular. So if you can see this here, they're a triangle shape, so they won't fit in the Cricut. But it's just a different look, and it's kind of cool. At first, I didn't get it, but now I'm like, oh, I kind of get it. Now you can, I mean, most people will say don't mix your alcohol and water, but you can, if you want to, add very detailed, dark, very, very small spaces. So if you need a dark red, but your tip of your other ones are too much, you can come in here and add to your alcohol markers and give it those dark undertones. So they work really good for that reason, they work good for detailed writing. They wouldn't work for calligraphy because they are a fine tip, but there is literally, think of one of my favorite pens to use on every day are these pens, which are the Uniball Signos. I love these pens, right? And I love it because of that fluid motion.
Yeah, these are gel pens.
They're gel pens, so these
great.
are literally, so right with that, Sean. Here, over here so they can see ya. So Sean's picky on his pens.
Oh, nice.
See? So even for a nice detailed pen, they're really nice. So you can use it to do what I did here and do that new line art. I didn't demonstrate that well because it does take a bit of time, but essentially what you're trying to do is further away the line art. It's kind of like that magic art when we were kids. But the further away, Sean's going to zoom out here, it blends. So you see it all, but as you get closer, you'll see all the tiny little lines.
Especially the bird on the left. They filled, and then not so much, yeah.
So instead of doing... There you go. And so you can see the further away, it just kind of blends together with a whole bunch of lines. So I was actually, once they explained it to me, I was like, oh, now I get it.
Would these write over acrylic? I am not sure, Fatima.
What do you mean acrylic?
Like mixed media material?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I would have to wait until, we don't have anything dry, I don't think. Any dried acrylic type stuff.
Yeah, I don't, you know what, let me try For them, I'll do it. I know it. I'm pretty sure. They draw on my chalk, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so these markers, you guys are like, geez. So these kind of combine the best of both worlds. So let me stamp something out. These are called the Twite markers.
Twite?
Not twite. Not twite. Twi markers.
TWI.
Yes.
Right,
so let me stamp something really quick. And like I
look
said,
those up real quick here.
These are kind of the best of both worlds. So you have a water brush on one end, and then you almost have the fine line on the other end. I'll show you here in one sec. So let me stamp this reindeer.
Is it part of their...
It's part of what's new. It's the second option under what's new. Right
Second,
there.
oh, these
Sketch
right here.
twine
Oh, these right
markers.
here. All right.
Okay, so here's my little reindeer.
One sec here.
So these do come in trays. There's not a carrying case. And essentially what they are is you have the same color in here, but one end is really kind of like a brush tip. And then you have a really detailed tip. So just like you do with a regular water brush, let me find some good brown colors. Because their brush markers are so big, this is nice to get those detailed areas. So I can come in here and still, now they're water-based, they're not alcohol-based, sorry, yes.
As soon as you get them down, there you go.
So I can come in here with this end, and then when I get to those tighter spaces, I have this really detailed end to get into those spaces. See how it does that? So that way I'm not sacrificing. And when I was doing my last review before I had these, I was complaining because I said, I love their water brush, but I wish they had something with more of a detailed end. And Mel says, you need to try these twine markers. And they just happened to send them to me. And now we have a really nice detailed brush end to do both on there. So this way it just acts like the regular normal watercolors. You pick them up, just like so.
So I know a couple of you guys are asking, will this fit in the Silhouette or the DX? If you haven't tried it. We haven't tried it. If you want, if you have one, see if it does.
Yeah, I know they won't fit. I doubt they will, but you could definitely try it. So I won't spend too much time on these because essentially they're like the water brush, except for they are compact. So they're really good for, of course, blending, but they're also really good for calligraphy because you can easily add shades to it. And what I mean by that, because you guys are probably saying, well, how are these good for calligraphy? So essentially...
Can you blend with the fine line markers?
No, you can't blend. The blending on those would be just doing a whole bunch of little lines.
Yeah.
Like I did on that. So if we're doing calligraphy, which this is not good calligraphy, guys. I am not a calligraphy artist. So if I did Sean... And then most people are going to start writing little shadows on their calligraphy. You would use the detailed end of these to add those little parts. Like I said, I'm not a very good calligraphy person, but you can see here kind of the idea. You can easily add other colors to that without, because you have that really detailed end.
So Melody says the fit in the Cricut but will not work, too short.
There you go.
There you go.
I knew Mel would probably try it out.
Yeah. Thanks,
All
Mel.
right. I just have a few more things, guys, because I'm trying to keep it in an hour or under. These I got because I'm very selfish. And they didn't offer these. I said, can you please send me these? And Sean already knows why I asked for them. Sean, why did I ask for these?
Because you're always looking for ultra small.
So Chalkboard, when I make little oopsie doolies and need to fix them, I'm looking for ultra small paintbrushes. And look at these.
Nice.
Right? And not only do they have those, but they also have, you have liner, spot, and round, which is huge because round, I will make little dollops like for holly and stuff. But these guys here, where are they? The flats, literally, and they're hard to see because they're so detailed, but they're flat. Here, I'll show you this. This picture does a better justification. So liner, obviously, is for the, to get to detailed. Round is where I can make my hollies. This is where if I start off and I want to get big flood areas.
There you go.
So there's 15 miniature brushes in here.
Nice.
And you guys, these are, so here's my brushes because I've lost them all. So I have like 2 detailed brushes in there. That's it.
The rest are all just big giant things.
I'm so excited. Not that I'm excited to make mistakes, but now I can.
Thanks, Arteza.
Huh?
Thanks, Arteza.
I know. I was like, please send me those. And they're like, why would you just want little tiny paintbrushes? I was like, I just do. Okay. So, you guys all know I get...
Does it say what those are made out of? The hair on the ends of those?
Oh.
Are they synthetic? They look synthetic since they're white.
It doesn't say, but I bet you it does on their site.
Let me see it. Let me go to their site real quick, everybody. 1 minute.
Yeah, it doesn't say like what. I'm assuming they're
synthetic. These new arrivals, or are they going to be probably under brushes, right?
They're under brushes because they were not what's new. They didn't send them to me because they were new. They sent them to me because I said, ooh, send those to me. I could use those.
Yes. Give me just a moment to see if I can find them. Oh, they're right here. So, miniature and detailed papers, miniature brushes, ideal for details for.
I don't think it said.
Detail for art on architectural or scale models. Your brother would love these too. His brother works on extremely tiny models, and I've always wanted to see how small they are.
I don't think it says what they're. It just says they're handmade.
Flats, hard brushes are only made for this.
Their Arteza acrylic pad is a medium. Oh, for moments to use these like an acrylic pad. Yeah, it doesn't say. Oh, white Talcon for hair and nickel-plated copper.
Fine artist quality.
Made from only the best materials such as professional grade white.
Taclon.
There you go, for hair, and I guess I don't know. Okay, so let me show you this. Now, you guys all know I'm a huge fan of Arteza glitter. Can you go to us?
Of course. We are on us.
No, I mean on this. Sorry, I apologize. Sure. So their glitter is ultra fine. So you can see how fine that is.
It's like powder.
It's like powder. So there you go. But there's every once in a while you're going to make a shaker card, or you're going to make... This would even probably stick on chalkboard for a little bit. I'm not sure. I haven't tested it. So they've released their chunky glitter line. So this, you guys, look at this stuff. Here, I'll open it like this.
Ken, I got an Arteza Architect ruler because of you, and I love it.
They're fun, aren't they? They're like awesome.
Holy criminy, that's thick.
Isn't that amazing? So look at that. So this one here is called Mermaid and Electra. Look at this Electra. Here, let me do it this way, because it'll stick to the top of the black. Oh.
Wow, look at that.
Isn't that so cool?
Different sizes and everything.
Yeah. So this is Mermaid and Electra. So these are great for nails. So if they're going to stick to a nail, they'll stick to our chalkboard. So I can't wait to use them on a chalkboard with haze.
So Donna Gates says, I use fine brushes for alcohol painting jewelry. Just wondered if they would work for alcohol. I don't know.
I think they would.
I think they probably would. It's probably a material that probably could be used that way.
Okay, so these ones, sorry, my finger I would normally open stuff with is still bleeding because it's so dry. Ugh.
Did you need help?
It's okay. So this one is called Diamond and Fancy. Diamond and Fancy. Oh my gosh, I am obsessed with these. Look. Oh.
Ooh. Beautimous.
Yeah, and it's pretty lightweight stuff.
You wet your finger?
Shine bright like a diamond.
Shine bright like a diamond.
And then this one is called Fancy. Shauna, do you feel fancy?
Fancy. Michelle on YouTube says, I have a bunch of tiny brushes, I'm not a great painter, but they are good for painting veins on paper, leaves, and flower petals. Ooh, cool.
Okay, so the last one I can show you guys is called Fairy Dust and Moonstone. These are so funny, these descriptions. So Fairy Dust looks like this.
I know, Julie, we are bad enablers, but hey.
Ooh. These would be perfect for nails.
Yeah, they would.
Because they're really light.
They would be great for nails.
Yeah, so this is why.
Put your coat of acrylic
It would stay. Oh, this one has like snow and stars in it. Wow. So this would be perfect. I bet you these would stick to our chalkboards, no problem. Yeah. So there's only three so far. So you can see the difference. Let me bring up. Their ultra fine glitter is literally just a pink.
But that thing.
And look at how different that is.
Yeah, totally different. A dust versus a non-dust.
So something simple but kind of cool.
Oops, sorry. Need to do a project with us. Someday we should. We will have to do that.
And then
not right now.
I won't show you too much of this, but they sent me this because I was in love with their other paint that they sent me. And this is their acrylic paint.
Paints?
but it's good for outdoor. So, because they heard on my video, I said, I want to use your paint, like if I'm doing a frame or something, but I was afraid that they would not last outside and I would have to Krylon spray them. And they said, oh no, we have paint that you can use and it can go outdoors and be fine.
Is there a name for those?
Outdoor paint.
Boo, 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 boo. There's their fabric paint.
Yep, they have fabric paint. This is, if you go up to paint, this isn't new. I think they've had these.
Yeah, I'm under paint, so.
Oh, then I would then go to new arrivals because they were maybe a new arrival. Because I just saw them on the front page of something. So they sent these to me saying, like, well, you can try them now. They're pretty bright colors. You can see red and yellow. They almost look like kids' paint to me, but they definitely will keep going down. It's going to take a little bit of time to show up because you're...
Yeah, I know. On that thing.
Yeah, I don't know where they're at. But you can use these and paint them outside. I'm trying to help Sean find them here really quick. There they are.
There.
Nope, that's the kids' paint.
Oh, these are a set of 20.
Yeah, and they're outdoor. There they are. Outdoor acrylic paint.
Okay. Now I'll show it up here.
Yeah. So this is really, really good. This also reminds me of when people did outside, they did the paint art where you take a, what is that called? Like you take a silhouette and you, not a silhouette, but you basically put canvas on or you cut, let's say a dog, put it on a canvas, and then you have the kids take paint and just throw it at it, like a splatter paint, and they'll keep their form. They won't mix together like they show here, see?
Oh, yeah, we're right there.
So see here? You can put it on pumpkins, you can put it on furniture, you can put it on birdhouses, I can put it on frames, all sorts of stuff.
Wow.
And that was my big thing is I wanted vibrant colors, but I didn't want the weather.
100% satisfaction guaranteed.
Yeah, but I didn't want the water to change it. Okay, last thing I want to show, and this is the ultimate test. I haven't even tested this out, guys, because I ran out of time. So there are so many times. Oh, I'm gonna let you open that with that is in there good.
It's a vacuum packed.
Okay, guys. So I don't know if this is gonna work.
Sealed.
We are doing this together. This could work. This could be an epic fail. I do not know.
Epic. Sorry, I have not gotten to any of your guys' questions yet. Sorry.
Well, you can't hear because we're just gonna try this out. So sometimes I get a board that I love, and it might be a cork board, or it might
like
be, yeah. And, ooh, geez, everything's coming out. And this essentially is their chalkboard sticker paper, which I think is pretty comparable to Cricut's chalkboard vinyl, except for, in my opinion, it's a little lighter weight. The chalkboard vinyl was a little thicker, and this is a little thinner. But my true question is, why I wanted to try this is, would paste work on it? Will any chalk, or do you have to use specialty chalk? So we're just gonna cut a strip off, and I'm gonna test it real quick. This is true putting their materials to the test, because this is fresh out of the basket. We're trying this.
Yes, Judy, everything you're seeing, every single item you're seeing here right now is all from Arteza.
Except for when I colored in the beginning.
Except for the coloring. The stamps are not.
So typically, I do not have luck on this kind of stuff with paste and stuff because it's like a paper, but we're going to try it out. What do you think, Sean? Do you want to make a prediction?
Of what?
If my paste is going to work with this? So I got it for stuff like this.
It probably will.
I got it for stuff like this that I want to refinish in chalk and I don't want to paint. So we're going to try it. This is either going to end where I go, wow, or it's going to end with me saying, no bueno.
Just somebody was asking how many ounces these are. I think they're two, maybe 3.
Okay, so this is a brand new transfer, so I am going to fuzzer. Because imagine this, I can put this on anything, because right now I usually spray the chalk paint, because the vinyl was so thick, the chalkboard vinyl Cricut, which I don't even think they have anymore.
2 U.S. fluid ounces, those paints are.
So this was an answer that I could put literally a thin layer of chalkboard on anything. And once it's on it, literally, it feels like a chalkboard. So we're going to see how this does. This is literally, we're trying it right now.
When is the Arteza drawing?
All of my drawings are going to take place on Friday.
This Friday.
I mean, they all ended early, but I'm going to announce everyone on Friday.
So wait until Friday.
Okay, wait, hold on. I can just put it here. Okay, it's the moment of truth, Sean.
Great, more purchases I have to hide from my dear husband. Way to go.
Just lie to him and say Arteza gave them to you for free.
Yeah.
Sean never questions it. He just says, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't know I bought it. I mean, Arteza gave this all to me for free.
This is Couture Coral?
Yeah. No, this is Guava.
Guava, that was my next choice.
Okay.
Love Guava, it's pretty. Wow, great for grandkids. You betcha, Crafty Nana. Okay, here comes the ooh.
So that's the only concern I would have is you would have to.
I would say that
you would have to, or just hold it like this, but you would have to tack it down. But it works. It just obviously I didn't.
Because cork is so porous.
Yeah, I didn't brayer this, but if you brayered it, it works just fine. Huh? Yeah, you would have to brayer it, or because cork.
Cork is extremely. It's not the most.
But my question is will it dry and come off?
I'll dry it.
Here, I'll give you this. And this. And this.
Oh, dear God.
Dear God, what does God have to do with this? Dear God.
Dear God.
I don't want to clean
Dear God,
up.
it's me, Margaret. Great
Who's
book,
Margaret?
It's a great book, by the way. It was a book.
You have not read a book called Dear God, It's Me, Margaret.
Yeah,
you did?
I did. Yes, I did.
Wow.
My sister got it, and I read it, and I said, oh, that's pretty cool.
I have not. We've been together for 20 years, and I barely see you read a book. You always read your iPad now.
I read my iPad.
It's not a real book.
Right.
That's an iPad.
I love my iPad. I love my books. I do.
I wanted to see if the heat would ripple it, but it didn't.
What are you doing? He's going to break that motor.
Arteza's like, please don't start your house on fire. Okay, so that's dry. So my question is always, will it come off? So let's try. It does. So it has the finish of a chalkboard. Wow. So obviously, if you're going to do it on a corkboard like I did, you might need to put a little more adhesive down, just because, like Sean says, it is so.
It's very porous.
Wow. Look at that. I could wrap presents in chalk now, Sean, and chalk on them.
Oh my goodness.
Just think of all the possibilities.
The possibilities.
Well, I'll be dang.
Ding-a-ling-ding-dong, yep.
That's impressive. So you are right, though, because I do think you're...
Yeah, Judy Bloom. She was the author of that book.
You would need to either put another layer of adhesive down. Obviously, Sean's right, on a corkboard, it doesn't work as great. But what I do like about it is when I push down on it, it's smooth like a chalkboard. Like, let me bring it up close. Like, there's no ripples in it. You wouldn't tell it's not... Like, it's exactly how the chalkboard spray paint dries. Mm-hmm. That's pretty impressive. And there is no remnants of our paste anywhere on there. Dude, I could put this everywhere. I could chalk your car, your Tesla, when you get it.
No.
Why? We just cover it in this and you can have the first chalkable Tesla, Sean.
No, no, no.
Huh. I'm impressed. I didn't think that was going to work as good right out of the bag. It never ever works as good for Ken. Right out, like that. All right, guys.
Out of the thing.
That is our Arteza quick review.
Hope you enjoyed all that.
Yeah, that was a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
if I had to say one thing out of this, I for sure would say they're alcohol markers. They're alcohol markers. I am
very, very good.
Pleasantly surprised on this. Well, these have glitter all over them, but that's okay. But They look, the blending on these, I have to say, is, I've never experienced this with alcohol markers just because, not this is me trying to do that stripe look. But when they dry, that blending is amazing. So you can see there, and I'll bring the Santa up here because he's dried overnight, Mrs. Claus. I mean, they just, for an alcohol marker, they worked pretty good. So if I was going to say get one thing, it would definitely be the alcohol markers. And then actually, I want to experiment more with these fine lines because now that I get it, and they kind of explain to me, okay, it's, you draw a whole bunch of lines, and that's why you can actually go on YouTube. Actually, let me look it up here really quick because I'm not doing it justice. Once they showed me this video, I was like, this makes so much more sense to Ken.
You can lease a Tesla. Yeah, we know. Well, you've always could lease the X and the S, but now you can lease the 3.
Okay, here, I'm going to share this with you guys. So, Sean, can you... Okay, so there's going to be sound. Give me 1 second. You're going to pick up through our... Oh, no, we can't do sound. I guess you don't need sound.
Give me half a second. I need to turn that on.
Okay, I'll show you this because this is the video they sent me and I got it way better. So, see, all they're doing is making just itty-bitty little lines. Let me turn closed captioning off. Or maybe I can't. I don't know. Click blank for settings. Where none. Off.
That must be on their video.
Yeah, it must be on their video. So look at that. All that is they're just doing lines. They're not blending them. They're not anything other than that. They're literally just making teeny tiny lines. And the further out you look, here we'll go back to the beginning since I was trying to do it. So you can see they're not blending. They're literally just doing lines up and down, that's it. And when it's done, when you look further away, it looks like the completed picture, but when you get up super close, it's just them making a lot of lines. So it would take a long time to do it, but see, that's all they're doing. So it's just another form of art that I get now, but look at that. That's pretty amazing. I like it. So that is what those are.
Are these over here for any reason?
Nope, we just are collecting them for when we...
Our next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go back to us now, Shani. So there you go. That's a better explanation, I hope, of that. So yeah, I definitely love the alcohol markers. I would check those out. I will check on the coupon. I didn't realize it was a one-time use either. They didn't tell me that, but maybe it is. And if that's the case, I'll ask them to generate a brand new code so people can do a big purchase and use it all at once. I can always find you probably more coupon codes. That's the one thing about Arteza is they have tons of coupon codes up there. So I know Melody has a coupon code. So if you haven't used hers, maybe use hers if you're trying to do a big purchase, something like that.
Yeah. Jeff says, favorite line, dude, I could chalk this everywhere. You could.
You really could. Everywhere. Yeah, you're sketching, yeah. And Melody said, yeah, use my code. So if you've already used my code, I don't know what Mel's is. Maybe Mel, you can put your code in the comments. Because if you've already used my code, maybe it's just because I do know that they give me a new code every time I do a video. So maybe that's because it is a one-time use. Because they've given me Ken's Creations 1, Ken's Creations 2, Ken's Creations 3. So you could try all those. If that doesn't work, try Mel's code. So that way you get the free shipping and you get that 10% off because you definitely want to get the 10% off and free shipping. And as long as you're
don't
using...
ship to Canada. Sorry, Canada.
They don't?
No, that's what a couple other Canadians have said that.
That's a bummer.
They do not ship to Canada. How sad.
That is sad. I'm sorry, guys. So I will be getting a lot more from Arteza. I'm shocked every week. It's like they're coming out with more and more stuff.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Go to the website. You'll have a heyday at everything you look at.
Yeah, well, and the thing is they're releasing a ton of different stuff for all the different arts. So it's not just, markers and pens. I mean, now they're releasing wood and they're releasing office products and they're becoming a one-stop shop and the quality's there. That's what surprises me is for the price. Having the quality there is pretty big. So I've been pretty impressed. So, she says mine expired. So I'll have them generate a new code eventually. I will just say, I'm not supposed to give out other people's codes, but I think...
Well, then don't.
No, it's just their general code. If you go to their website and turn on notifications, It'll say, do you want to allow notifications on the site? Hit yes, because if you leave, it's going to say, hey, before you leave, let's give you a 10% off code. They give out codes left and right on their channel.
Well, there you go.
It's crazy. So it will definitely ask you to stay on their site by giving you a code. So if you can't get a code to work, they're not hard to find for Arteza.
Not at all.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for sticking around for us for the
Thank
whole
you.
hour. We will be back tomorrow. Hopefully, actually, tomorrow we'll have 2 videos, so stay tuned. Tomorrow is Sean's first official KFTC.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I've kind of been on a couple just because, but this will be our first
official thruple.
Thruple, yep.
Thruple, Ken from the car. So,
yep.
We will see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful Tuesday evening. Thanks for everything, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everyone.